talk for about 50. Okay, we'll be talking for about 50 minutes. If there are some basic questions that we need to address at the time of talking, please just type them in the group and we'll try to address that. If it's a bit more long-winded than that, what we will do is we'll either give the answers in the group or we'll address it next week. But time is short, so we'll try to cover this in the 50 minutes to about an hour. I'll give a short introduction to Dadaji. As I said fondly, he's like my Dadaji. He's a very, very wonderful gentleman I've met over the last few months, well, over a couple of years now. Very, very fond of him. Śrī Yogeśvara Bhaṭṭāraka, Param Pujya Śrī Yogeśvara Dadaji, Koti Koti Pranam. Introduction to Dadaji. He's living in Mumbai at the moment. He's a stalwart in the Sri Vidya tradition and one of the mature members that we have in the Sri Vidya Guru Mandal Parishad generally and generally in the Sri Vidya world. Śrī Śrī Yogeśvara Bhaṭṭāraka belongs to the Mahatī Maṇḍalī, the famed Mahatī Maṇḍalī. His Guruji being Sri Anjaya Guru, who was based in Mumbai, and his Param Guru there was Sri Amruteshwar Bhaṭṭāraka, and his Parameshti Guru being the famous Devinath Bhaṭṭāraka. So, as you know, they're stalwarts of the Mahatī Maṇḍalī. He has kindly offered to give us a talk on various components, various literature of the Kashmir Shaivism pantheon of books. But we won't address it as Kashmir Shaivism, which is a newer vocabulary. We'll stick to the Param Advait, which is the same thing, but I think it's sticking to what the previous gurus of that philosophy were addressing it as. Gurudev Śrī Yogeśvara Bhaṭṭāraka has been in Sri Vidya and been initiated since the early 70s. And I've had many opportunities to meet him in person, spend some time with him. He's a very good musician as well, very humble gentleman and very, very friendly. But we'll be concentrating on the Advait philosophy, the Paramadvait philosophies of Abhinav Gupta and his gurus and some of his sishyas as well. So Śrī Yogeśvara Dadaji, Koti Pranam, I'd like you to, if you could please begin.
Yeah. Actually, I'm starting my computer for PPT,
okay,
but
sure, no problem.
I'm not getting it. So let me speak a little.
Dada will make you admin and then you can, I think you can share it. Just give me 2 seconds. I'll make you admin so that you can share your PPT. Just give me a second.
But my computer is not getting the signal.
Okay, fine.
That's the problem. So I'm on this. Even I can now I can't share from mobile. Yeah. Now I'll start the topic. Now it's a new thing for us to go in this sphere of Kashmir Shaivism. The non-dual Shiva system of philosophy, I think the non-dualistic Shiva system of philosophy is known as Agama. There are 92 Agamas. Number 1, Bhairava Shastras. There are 64 Agamas, which are supreme para or non-dualistic. Second one, Rudra Shastras. There are 18 Agamas. They are para, apara, non-dual and dual. These are 18 Agamas. And the third one is Śiva Sūtras. There are 10 Agamas. They are apara or dualistic approaches. So all these Agamas are in such a way that we have the 3 types of Agamas relates to Trika philosophy. What is Trika philosophy? Is para, apara, apara, and apara. So 3 one is para, para, and apara. So these three are what type of philosophies? We can say Shiva, Shakti and Nara. Shiva, Shakti and Nara are the trine. And why it is like this? Shiva is a non-dual, Shakti is non-dual plus dual, and Nara is a dual. In our we say Tripura Sundari, we have also trine: soul, mind, and body. Soul is called as Shiva, mind is the Shakti, and the body as a Nara. So all these things, the Trika philosophy, the Trika system is composed of three basic school of thoughts. One is Agama system, second is Spanda system, third is Pratyabhigna system. The Shiva Sutra, at the end of 8th century BC, sage Vasugupta, an ardent devotee of Shiva. He was absolutely unique and purified his heart by the grace of Lord Shiva. He got a dream, and the Shiva himself told him to go to a Mahadev mountain, and on a boulder called Shankarpal was inscribed the sutras to study and teach the mankind for their liberation. This was situated at the north of Dal Lake, behind Shalimar Garden at Srinagar. This was written on a long, continuous para in a Sanskrit script without using any verb in it. This has been cut and separated in a different sutra form. So the Shiva Sutra is therefore not written by any human agency. There are following commentaries written by the following authors. Number 1, the Vritti by Utpala, which is fully not available. Some parts are available. Second is the Vrittika by Bhaskara. It is written in 11th century BC. And third is Vimarshini by Kshemaraja, the 10th century BC. And fourth is Shiva Sutra Vrittikam by Varadaraja. So mostly our all the explanations will be based on Vimarshani by Kshemaraja. Now the Shiva Sutra deals with what? It's an ultimate reality. Ultimate reality is a Chit or a Parabrahman or Parasambit. This is non-relational consciousness. The principle says everything is one unity. We call it as Advait, means there is no dualism. Therefore, there is no subject or objects. It is beyond form and changes. It is termed as primordial, source of everything and present everywhere, but cannot be seen. We call it as Shiva. Ultimate reality. Shiva is termed as Prakasha, that is light of consciousness, and the power of Shiva is called as Shakti, which is a reflective consciousness. It is termed as Vimarsha. As the reflection is inherent with the original source, and therefore it is called as one and the same thing. The Pratyabhigna, it is called as Prakash Vimarsha Maya. This is a continuous process. So if I say in the words of what we say Virupaksha, Shiva, the Prakasha transcends from the inner ourself, that is Param Atma. It transcends from ourselves to our mind. Mind, then it goes to all the veins of cognizance, that is eye, ear, and all the forms which we can catch, and to the object. So when it reaches the object, it is called as Prakasha. And when the object is reflecting back by our cognitive senses to the mind and to our own self, that is the consciousness, that is called a Vimarsha. Virupaksha has explained this way. As the reflection is inherent with the original source, and therefore it is called one and the same thing. So this is a continuous process which is used as Prakash Vimarsha is continuously done at a time, everywhere, anywhere, whatever we cognize. Śiva Sūtra, the text of Śiva Sūtra is designed to seek the knowledge of the self at a microcosm level, as well as the universal realization at a macrocosm level. Firstly, it is Anupaya. Now we will see what is Anupaya. Anupaya is without any exertion, how we can realize. This can be done, Anupaya is by a pupil going to a guru, becomes a disciple, and he has been given the initiation. The time of initiation, he has been given on the very moment he is realized. So there is no process, no procedures, no upayas are needed. So it is called as Anupaya. But there is a precondition. Everybody doesn't get so much realized at a time of realization, initiation. So why it's not so? So there are so many things. One, there are two parties. One is disciple. Disciple should be pure, pure-minded, pure-hearted, and he should be straightforward, and he should be sattvic of Prakriti, without any of the animations. And the Guru should also be realized. He should be realized in the sense that he should be able to give the grace and the power so that the mantra which he is implanting in the disciple is given with the real power in it, so that a mantra with the power is called mantra virya. It is a live thing. It's like if you are planting a tree, and that tree is planted by a seed. Seed should be live, so it can grow. So this mantra has to be given alive, so it should grow. The mantra taken up from any book or any internet is not useful. So it should be taken alive from the Guru. So both the things can happen. And suppose the Shishya, that is disciple, is not able to get the realization at the very moment, and he fails to do that, then it is explained that under the 3 upayas or procedure has to be completed. So Śiva Sutra is giving 3 more chances for realization. One is Shambhavopaya, that is called as Ichhopaya, Ichha. Second is Shaktopaya, that is Gyan Upaya. And the third is Anvapaya, is of Kriya. So one is dealing with the Shambhavopaya. So now we will have to study first of all Shambhavopaya. Shambhavopaya Sutra number 1 says Chaitanyam Atma. Atma, soul, is foundational self, that is Shiva. Chit is having a consciousness which is dynamic, or rather kinetic energy, is called Shakti. Chaitanyam is not a passive mode of being, but formalized with the Swatantrya and Sadbhava. Swabhava is essential nature of one's own being. The soul has freedom that is omnipotent. Chaitanya is not determined by others. The degree of freedom differs from a stone, plant, animals, and the human. So human beings have got more of the Chaitanya power and freedom. Freedom is much more, so he can do the sadhana, liberation, and all these things. He can do it very well. Humans has a time to think and can condition own nature. We can call our freedom as Shiva. Without consciousness, there is no freedom. So if we have lost the opportunity for our freedom of recognizing our own self during our past birth, then we can reassure the freedom during this lifetime. So this is called freedom. Freedom also we have got. Whatever we think, what we are thinking in such a way that suppose we want to become engineer, we are studying that, we become engineer. If we want to become a lawyer, we are studying that and become a lawyer. So we have all freedom. But that freedom is, we are using that freedom in such a way that we are optimizing our angle of studies and the freedom to earn money, because in the worldly parlance, money is very important, and therefore our mind goes after money. So we are money minded, and for getting the money, we are learning, and by learning that skill, we are generating money, and money we are cherishing. So there is no wrong thing in doing that. But in case of this, we should earn the money in a proper way, not by improper way. So we should be true to our work, we should be true to our knowledge, we should be true to our the exchange of money. Whatever we do work, accordingly we should get the money, and we should not go any out of way to earn much more money by doing any manipulations. So that freedom is given to us. But how we are utilizing that freedom? There is also freedom to do the sadhana. But all are not doing that. So all the freedom is to be used properly. And when we have got the opportunity, we have got the gurus, we have got the mantras, then we should utilize this freedom. Then this is also called a freedom of the Shiva himself. Shiva is free. Shiva is, we have said that he is formless and he cannot be cognized. So, but Shiva also gives us the projection of this whole universe. And by that, Shiva is having a bliss, and we are also having a bliss, but our bliss is limited. When we are happy, the duration of our happiness doesn't last long. But Shiva's happiness is always there. Shiva has got the full satisfaction and no desires. Shiva has got the eternity, no time limitation. And the Shiva has got omnipresence, no space limitation. So our Atma, if it is a Shiva, then we have all the things available, but we do not know how to utilize it. So we are not that equipped with the technique of utilizing all these freedom, bliss, full satisfaction, eternity, and omnipresence. So now we have to understand what is Shiva, means our own Atma. So how it is, how it functions. So there are, we say, 5 faces of Shivas: Ishan, Sadyajat, Vamdev, Aghora, and Tatpurusha. So like that, there are 5 attributes or 5 ways. So Shiva is a static, and the Shakti is a kinetic energy. So Shiva's energy is the Shakti. Both are one together. But the Shiva's own power is called as Shakti. So that Shakti is Sadyajata. And then the Shakti, the Shiva wants to create the universe. So with the help of a Shakti, the power of his own power is Shakti, he makes the universe. That is called by Ichha Shakti. Ichha Shakti is, we can call it as Sada Shiva Tattva when we do Tattvas. That I'll explain it. And there are slides I have prepared, but today I cannot show you. And Aghora is the Gyan Shakti. Gyan Shakti is Ishvara, we can call as a Tattva. And there is a Kriya Shakti, Shuddha Vidya. So whenever, even in our case, we are, as a child, what we are thinking, we are not thinking anything. So small we are, and then we move ourselves. That is our power of moving only. Then we get the Ichha. We try to have something. And to have something, then the Gyan is given by the mother, or they teach us the matrukas and everything. And what is not that the matruka in the form of studies, but what is water, what is milk, and all that, everything is slowly picking up, is taken up. And then the Kriya Shakti, then he grows, then he can do his own way, whatever he can. So Kriya Shakti is the Shakti which can ultimately create the. So Shiva is the Anuttar. Anuttar Shiva is that before Shiva there is nobody. So it is called as Anuttar. And Shakti is called as Ananda Shakti. When the Shiva wants the creation, the Shakti is formed in a three-way. The creation is of Ichha Shakti. The world is created by the will of the Shiva and Shakti. The Shakti is using the Gnan Shakti, how to make the universe. And then the universe is created, is a Kriya Shakti finally. So this Ichha Shakti, Gnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti, it is also given as Brahma, Vishnu, and Rudra. So power. The Shiva's power is Sarva Kartutva Shakti, means Swatantra. Swatantra means freedom. So he is free to do everything. So the attributes of Shiva Shakti is the freedom, omnipotent, then Shakti is omniscient, omniscience, omniscient, and another Ichha Shakti is full satisfaction. Full satisfaction means there is no desire. And another Ishvara or Jnana Shakti is called, the Shiva's Shakti is eternal. Shiva is eternal. There is no end and there is no beginning. He is always there, eternal. And we call Shuddha Vidya or Kriya Shakti the Sarva Vyapakta, means Sarvatra. It is called omnipresent. Shiva can present everywhere in the universe. So if we become a Shiva by doing the sadhana, we have all the powers and we can do whatever we wish. So this is Chaitanyam Atma. So Atma is therefore so much having the Chaitana Shakti that can create the full glory in our own self. And what we call Chaitanya is also a consciousness. That is foundational consciousness. Then the Sutra 2 says, if we have all this power of what we can say, the freedom, then we have the power of omniscience, full satisfaction, eternality, omnipresence, then how we are lacking in it? Why we are not using this power if we have got everything inside? Why we cannot use? So it is called, the second sutra says, Gnanam Bandha. So how the Gnanam is Bandha? Gnanam Bandha is, there are two ways to explain this sutra. One, if you connect the both sutras, first is Chaitanyam Atma And Gnanam Bandha, if you read it together, it is called as Chaitanyam Atma Agnanam Agnanam Bandha. A will be used as Agnan. Chaitanyam Atma's last A is used as Agnanam Bandha. Because we don't know, it is a bondage. So there are two ways to explain this sutra. Knowing differentiately is a bondage. Knowing only word thing is also bondage, what it means. And second is not knowing differentiately is a bondage. It means not knowing the internal knowledge, which is non-dual state of our own, is our bondage. So ignorance creates the repetitive birth and death. So we are not able to tap our inner self, how it is. If we see that trick principle, the original Atma is reflected on our consciousness. So that is called the Parameshwara. And Parameshwara, Ishvara is, and we call our body as ourself. We always recognize our body, we always recognize our mind, but we do not recognize our soul. Therefore, we are disconnected to recognize our own soul. So all the powers are gradually lost. So in this case, this contraction or limitation is caused by Parameshwar's great elusive energy. Elusive power restricts the energy of freedom. It causes the limitation. Not knowing your own nature is a bondage. Knowing your body as your own nature is a bondage. Whether when you insert ego into your body, that too is a bondage. So these are the bondages. So how the bondage occurs? Because we are ignorant of our own power, we are ignorant of our own soul, we are also ignorant of our own soul power. So, and because we do not know, and that's why we are falling into Maya, only because of differentiated knowledge of the self. We are thinking that I am very having too much of the intelligence, I am having so much of the memory, I am having so much of the emotions. So what is that I am? We are limited to our I factor to little less than our Atma. So we create Ishvara in that place. So we do not go further up to the source of our consciousness. The source of consciousness is to be reached. And how can this be reached? It can be reached by the Guru and his grace. So the sutra says that bondage is the item which makes us a small part of the Shiva, not the whole part of the Shiva. So we are reduced to an atom. So atom is called as Anu. So we become Anu. Anu means very small fraction. We are utilizing our brain and power, and we are not connected to the original sense. Even the doctor says that we are using only 10% of our mind, our faculties, not as a whole. So we do not know how to use our mind in a proper way. Mind means mind, intelligence, then everything what we call memory, etc. We do not use it properly. So why it happens? Because we do not know how to use it. So that is Agnanam Bandha. So next sutra says not only this, Agnan, there are also other factors which doesn't allow us to go to our own Atma. So that is called Yoni Varga Kala Shariram. So Yoni Varga, the use of these words is little tricky. Yoni means the cause of universe. Varga, the class, your own class attached to your body. So which are these called class? Class are the different parts of our body, and we call it, the Śiva Sūtras says there are 36 tattvas. And 36 tattvas are very important to understand. And because of this fragmentation, we are coming to a place that we get fragmented position of our own self. That is, we are falling into Maya. From Paramadvait, we are going to the dualism. So this dualism is because of the fragmentation. Kala Shariram is the embodiment of actions. That is, when an action enters into your body, yourself in your knowledge and your mind and your thought, and leaves an impression in you, that is Kala. Kala is a very typical word. Kala also means, we can say, the lunar difference, the phases of the moon is also called as Kala. So Kala is called a fragmentation of the whole into a small parts. And that's why the dualism is created. And that how it is created. So the bondage of the original self is due to the three factors. Number one, Anava Malla, due to loss of freedom and multiplicity of desires. Number two, Maya Mala, due to limited or differential knowledge. It's a fragmented knowledge. And the third is Karma Mala. Mala means impurities, due to actions as per time and space. We do karmas. Karmas are such that we are either doing good or bad. Good karmas so makes us pleasure, and bad karmas makes us pain, pleasure and pain. So karmas are most important. So we have to go through all and clean up all these things to have a pure consciousness. So because of this mala, means impurities, we can't reach to our pure own self, And we create our own self only up to body and mind, not up to the soul. So coming to our own the 5 characteristics of Shiva, how the Shiva means Shiva and Shakti, it means our consciousness is reduced. The most important is Swatantra Shakti is reduced because we have a limited knowledge, that is a fragmented knowledge from Advait to Dvait, from non-dualism to dualism. That is, we are having a fragmented picture, and that fragmentation is a kala. So our doership is limited. Swatantra Shakti has gone and we our doership. So we can always say, this I don't have capacity to do the work and all that. So this, we can call it doership is limited by our own self. Nobody is responsible, but we are not making that much efforts. So next is Sarvagnata. Sarvagnata means you have the prajna. Prajna means totality of Gnan. Gnan means the knowledge, totality of knowledge. Is because of fragmentation, we have been reduced so much. And what knowledge we have got is the outside knowledge of worldly knowledge. So this worldly knowledge is a limitation. So that is Vidya. Vidya gets limited. The Vidya, the knowledge gets limited. First is Kala got limited. Now is Vidya is got limited. This is Maya Kamal. Another is from Sadashiv. Shiva has got the Purnatva. Purnatva is a completeness. That is full satisfaction. He doesn't want anything. Purna. We call Purna Abhishek, so everybody knows this. Purna is that full satisfaction of everything. So, but in Anavamala, it is reduced, that it is called a desires are, when the desirelessness stage comes into the desires and multiplicity of desires, then there are, and because of the desires and attachment, we have got a raga tattva. Raga is desire. So this is also a reduction in Anavamala. So we get reduced here. Then Shiva's another power is Nityatva, means eternal. So eternity is hampered due to Kala, means time factor. Because we are attached to the time, this is past, present, and future. We are always moving in all this past, present, and future timing and connected to time. So our eternity is reduced. So this is karma mala. We are doing karma according to time. And another is the space. Sarva vyapakta is reduced because niyati, the nature, how we have made our nature is very important. Nature and the place limitation. Different places, the different nature and the different limitations comes. The near and far and all that differentiation makes us karma mala. So karma mala is such that we have to first see the karma because of our niyati, how we are using our mind to do a good thing or a bad thing, and we form our proper nature. So niyati is that, and then we always make our future according to our karma. So this is karma mala. And because of these 5 things, we are reduced to a purusha, means individual, a limited individual, because we can call it as an empirical self. Empirical self. Reduced so much. And because of this reduction, we need to do the sadhana. So there are 36 tattvas are involved, and we have to study this. So we can do this. And all this Anav mal, Maik mal, and Karmic mal is important to understand. And this sadhana is such that has to be done in a proper way. I'll give an example that the disciple are so many, and I have seen myself in any of the sampradaya. It's difficult that you get a good disciple. Only a few disciples are good because they are pure at all these things. They don't have Anav mal, they don't have Maik mal, they don't have Karma mal. Anav mal can be there, but Maik and Karmic mal may not be there. So all these people, so very few people, chosen people, get the full-fledged, we can say, self-realization. So if I say, so it depends from the parampara to parampara, how the training is done. In our parampara, a little out of topic, I am telling you, that my guru was having more than 100 shishyas, but he was so very meticulous that only he did his sishyas Purnabhishek of only 10. Others were not eligible. So he was very choosy. And after doing the Purnabhishek, the real sadhana starts. And in that sadhana, we call only in our Anjarya ji, my guru, only gave 10 Purnabhishek and only one myself to be eligible to be a guru. So he was so much strict. And I didn't become a guru. In 2000, I was given that power, but I never made a sishyas because he was already there. When he was there, I didn't want to be a guru in front of him. So after his demise, he left his body. Still, I was not doing any guru business. I would say business because I didn't want to be a guru. but one of the guru came to me with an Punjabi lady, and he says that I have seen so many people, but only you can give good initiation to her. That was my first initiation I have given to her. And then also I didn't do publicity and all that. But then slowly, those who were destined came one by one. And then I have initiated them. But still out of the group, one or two persons are ahead, 2 persons are on the road, that they will also fulfill all the requirements. So we have to see that whoever comes has to be given according to his capacity and the zeal to do the sadhana. The most important thing is he should be in total contact with the Guru. I used to go to my Guruji twice a week or sometimes thrice a week. And he was a lawyer. Sometimes I used to meet him at the court also. So that connection and all the talk and learning one by one is very important. And he never used to give lectures like what I am telling you, everybody. And even in my disciples, I am giving lectures on Zoom and all that. But he used to tell us, because he didn't have much time, you read this tantra. So I had to search that book, I had to find out, I had to read and get the questions. My question has to be answered automatically by reading the book. And that we have to take effort. And then after that, if we don't understand, we have to ask him. And he will explain. He made me read all the books of Arthur Avalon, that is Sir John Woodrow. He made me read the Kashmir Shaivism. So everything he made me read and do everything, all the total sadhana along with the knowledge, which he never told anybody else. So Guru also is choosy to select a person, because a person should be in the contact of a Guru. If there is no contact, only taking mantra and going away will not make the sense. One has to learn each and every part of the sadhana. Here, Anavamal, Maikmal, and Karmikamal. Karmikamal is also reduced by, so this is done by the 3 ways. What I have said in the beginning, that para, apara, and apara. So apara is a ritualistic puja. Para apara is the sadhana by mantra and the snyas and everything. And para is going above that, knowledge point of view. Then that sadhana makes, in the para is a knowledge, full of knowledge. Para apara is, we can call, para has got even totality in bhakti also. Para apara may also has got the knowledge, and the apara has got the rituals. So it is a trine of rituals, knowledge, and the bhakti. So this is the way of sadhana, one should do it. Now the time is there. Anybody wants to ask any questions?
Thank you, Dada. Wow, quite an eye-opener. I think there's many things that you've touched upon here. I think a true guru introduces the Sishya to themselves. So by you going over these lecture series and introducing the system of the Paramadvaits, it's making us realize who we should be and how we should be going. And you're right, it's not worth deceiving ourselves or showing or whatever. It's us understanding ourselves. Absolutely. I'm sure there are going to be questions. We've only got a few minutes. I don't want to take too much time up, but for those who are on this group, okay, I mean, there's a quarter of the percentage of this group are non-Indian speaking. So it's nice that you're actually giving a translation of certain words, Rutis, Vimersh, Prakash, Anupai, etc., etc. But I think what we also need to do is, it's not that we just go away with this lecture and wait until next week's lecture. We do need to maybe, the notes that we've done, understand the three systems you talked about today. You're talking about the three malas are very, very important in Śrī Vidya, all the way throughout Śrī Vidya until the end. All of these words will be coming into practice, and even when we do Patra Sadhana and even when we do Patra Swikaram, these philosophies of malas will be there. You've touched upon the 36 tattvas, which I'm sure will be coming later on as well. So I do suggest everyone do their homework. If there are some questions, either put it on the group, and I'm sure, together we can all learn and move ahead. Do you want to take a question, Dada? Are you?
I'm happy to take.
Okay. Does anyone have a quick question here? If so, please unmute your mics or put your hand up. Okay.
Can I start with one question? Sorry.
Go ahead.
Jambe Jagudev Dada, Pranam.
Jambe.
You touched on Maya, and I've just got one question about Maya, actually. And forgive me if you're going to talk about this later on, so you don't have to answer it if it's too early, but you spoke about Maya being one of the causes of us not being able to truly kind of identify ourselves or understand ourselves as Shiva, right? Many sampradayas talk about Maya as a negative context, and my understanding is that Maya comes as an ultimate when the Shuddha Vidyas are made in the 36 tattvas. Maya has to be there for that to take place. From a Śrī Vidya point of view, should we see Maya as a negative thing, or should we embrace Maya as a positive thing? Because if we see her as a negative thing, or see Maya as a negative thing, are we at a risk of missing the larger picture and missing the larger point?
Yeah, there are two ways. Mahamaya and Maya. Two differentiations are there. So if you know the 36 tattvas, Shiva Shakti, Sadashiv, Ishwar, and Shuddha Vidya. Now Shiva is without Maya, but Shakti, Sadashiv, Ishwar, and Shuddha Vidya are Mahamaya. They are above Maya. So they are above the Maya, and that is required because some traces of the things which are good also has to be removed, and that comes above the Agna Chakra to the Sahasrara. That is the top pericap. So this is Mahamaya, is the Shakti herself. So this is positive Maya. Whereas when we are under a illusion, that illusion is only a restrictive factor. It's not a bad thing. We can't call Maya as a bad, but it's the reducing factor. You don't proceed to your own self. So it is a hindrance it's not a bad thing, but it's a hindrance. You have to overcome Maya. Maya is what? Attachment. Maya is called the multiplicity of desires there. Their mind is involved in that. In that involvement of mind, you can't concentrate, you can't meditate. So all these are Maya is not a negative aspect, but it is a restrictive aspect. Or you don't have, in Maya, you don't get that time to connect yourself within you. So we call attachment also. The people have got wife, they have got children, and their attachment, and their relatives, their friends, their attachments are there. So all these attachments are such that you remain in the worldly aspect. So it's not a bad thing. But how it is positive in Śrī Vidya, that after realizing the origin of Shivatva, then you have to come back, and that Maya will be used as a factor of living in this world together with the knowledge of your own self, original self. Then the Maya will not be hindrance to you. It will be a play of you, and you will be like a actor. So you will overcome the Maya, you will understand the Maya, so that barrier will not hinder you. Am I explicit on this?
Perfect. Thank you, Dada. That's
You understood, or should
Yes.
I elaborate?
It's almost like how Bhagwan Shri Krishna was able to perform the Leela, because he was able to use that Maya as Anand, right? Because he...
Yeah, so after get realized yourself, you can play with your children, you can be with your wife, you can enjoy the life, but with all the knowledge you can do. It's not that like animal. Like the real understanding, you can do everything. And because you have surpassed all the limitations, and you enjoy with, even while coming back to the limitations, you also enjoy with it. Even what the gurus does. Guru comes back to your disciples level. They go to Maya to make them out of Maya. Guru also comes down. So to explain it on a small points, the Guru comes into that mic world, he understands that and explains it. Then only the disciple comes up. Do you understand this psychology?
I do. Thank you, Dada.
Yeah. So anything more, I can you can write to me, or on our Paramadvait, I'll explain it word by word. Yeah. Anybody?
Thank you. Pranam to everyone. Jai.
Ashirvad.
Pranam sarvebhyo namo namah.
Ashirvad.
Yogeśvara, namaste. I remember my guru. I remember my guru saying, when I asked this question about Maya. So you're saying it depends on who you think you are when you're asking this question. If you are the seventh tattva, then you are what you are asking. If you are fallen in outside this 36 and think that you are something else and asking this question, then this question is appropriate. I see that your answer is sufficiently layered, like what he told. Pranam. Namaste.
Do you want me to answer this?
Now that we've gone over the 50 minutes, the hour, what we can do is we can continue next week. We'll try to, we'll do it for 40 minutes and have 15
Let
minutes.
them write down on our Paramadvait.
Okay.
So I'll reply.
Okay then, thank you.
Yeah.
We'll keep in, press the button, Jimmy.
Jai Ambe, Jai Guruji.
Jai Ambe, Jai Guru.
Jai Ambe, Jai Gurudev.
Jai Ambe.
Jai Ambe, Dada. Jai Ambe, Jai Ambe.
Jai Ambe, Jai Gurudev.